Hello, new moon in Gemini. My friend, we are in Gemini season. And in this video, we're going to talk about this new moon in Gemini taking place on June 17th. I had to get my date right. June 17th. I'm actually going to share with you a recording of a piece of our new moon intention setting that I do for the Heal Your Energy membership every single month. And so I'm going to take that. You're going to see that next, where I talk all about the new moon in Gemini and what it is asking of us. So go ahead and be sure to watch all the way through and learn about this new moon. Make sure you set a powerful intention for this cycle. My friend, this is basically the forecast or the energy of what this new moon is. So every single new moon is a different energy, but all new moons are an opportunity to begin again, to start. It is a new opportunity, a new beginning. And it may be in just adding on to what we've been doing and it's a new aspect, or it could be something completely different. It just depends on how you're choosing to work with this energy. Remember, with astrology, we are always working with the energy. We are not working against it. We are not just letting the wind blow. We are empowering ourselves to co-create with Mother Nature, with the planets, with the universe. We are creators and we are creating. And so, with this new beginning of this new moon, we have an opportunity to say, what is it that I want to manifest? What is it that I want to focus on? What is it that I want to put my energy and attention into during this cycle? And so, what we're going to do today is we're going to really get clear on what this energy is, what it is for us, and really dive into what it is that we truly want, what our heart's desire is for this period, this current period that is going to serve our greatest and highest good. I always make sure that we're setting that intention that is for our greatest and highest good right now, for where we are right now and what we're looking to bring forth in the coming period, whether that's this particular lunar cycle or cycles or the bigger cycle, right, of this Gemini season till the next Gemini season. All right, so let me share my screen and we will take a look at what this new moon, because right, I've talked about Gemini just a little bit. We just kind of dived into it just a bit. But we're looking at this Gemini energy, and now we're going to look into what this new moon energy is, because although the sun and the moon are in Gemini, so the sun moves into Gemini on Friday the 16th in the evening, and then our new moon is on Saturday. So we're looking here at 1 degree of Gemini. So we're going to look for the circle with the dot, and then we're going to look for that crescent moon. Those guys are conjunct. They're both 1 degree Gemini, which is making our new moon, right? When the moon and the sun are conjunct, when they're hanging out together, they're in the house, they're having some time together. Now, this new moon energy. So if we're talking about like a visit, right? Like I like to look at the moon as going and visiting, right? It's visiting its friends, the other planets. And so when it comes to visit the sun, in this particular energy, it's more of a like, it's more of a social. There's more activity here. There's more sharing of information. It's more vibrant, right? Where Taurus, it was like, let's just chill out, maybe have some like a latte or some matcha and just like hang out and have our tea and just like, be with our comfy blankets and just maybe chilling out together. With Gemini, it's like they want to share information, they want to communicate, they want to talk, right? They want to learn something or share something. So that already is just kind of like the bigger picture of of what this new moon is. It's very social, very communicative, wanting to learn. Okay, now if we look at, which I love Luna for this, is that we can simplify this out, and we can see that there's really two other players, right, or two other people that we're kind of interacting with here at, this communion of the sun and the moon. And so we've got this square here to Neptune. A square here to Neptune, it's bringing in more of a, how do I say this? It's bringing in like a bit of a fantasy, of imagination, of dreaming, and it could be a little bit of a disillusion, right? We're not quite seeing things clearly. We're not quite getting the full picture, and so our sensitivity is heightened, our imagination is heightened, our intuition is heightened. Okay, all of this is heightened during this period, and it really is this pool of what is it that we are looking forward to? What is it that we are bringing in? What is it that we are calling in? And so when we look at those areas, right, because it's in Pisces and it's in its home zodiac, right? Neptune rules Pisces. And so it's really amplifying that energy. And so we can use that, right? What are we dreaming about? And I don't just mean like my dreams at night. I'm talking about your future plans, your future goals, your ideas of where you're moving in this time, in this reality, the evolution, right, that you're seeking, and how communication, how learning. I think I said in my sidereal astrology forecast this week was like, what information, right? What information, what knowledge do we need right now that is going to best serve us for our future, for our dreams of where we're going? And if we look at this being the midway point of the year, right, the midline here, we can look at this and say, okay, I've got 6 more months. If I look at the goals that I have and the desires and the dreams that I have for these next 6 months, what knowledge do I need? What connections do I need? Because Gemini, I like to look at it more as a networking type energy. I'm not a big networker. It's not really my forte. It's not something I really enjoy doing, although I do like to be around people. Don't get me wrong. It's just not, I'm not really good at it, actually. I'm more of an introvert, so I get a little weird at events. I do my best not to, but I do kind of struggle with those things. And so looking at this Gemini energy, it's like, oh, I know that going out and meeting people and going to these events is something that is part of, me running a business, is part of me, even being social on social media. I have my goal this month is to be more social on social media, right? It's not something that I generally do. And so like, I know that this is going to stretch me. It's going to push me outside of my comfort zone. And I also know that it's going to help me move towards where it is that I want to go, right? So we can look at it that. And then we also have this really nice trine up to our south node here. And so the south node is really our comfort zone. It's the past, it's what we know. And so there really is this pulling here to the past, to what is familiar. And so we can look at this a couple of different ways. We can look at this as, well, this past information, right? This past experiences, this past knowledge that I have, that may have been great, that may have served me, right? I often like to do past life, healings, where we're actually bringing something forward that was a strength of ours in a past life that we can use, that we can activate within our soul, within our energy in this lifetime, so that we can use it here, right? And so it's like a bringing, I like to look at this as a bringing of this past strengths, so that we can help assist, use, in our current reality. So we can look at it from that lens. It doesn't always have to mean like, oh, it's bringing up past stuff. The way I'm really looking at this is really allowing us the opportunity to bring something that we do know how to do, that is something that is very easy for us to do, familiar for us, that we can dive into, bring forward, and use in this current time. So I would ask you, if there are some old habits that really helped you, that really served you, maybe we can connect in with those, right? Bringing those forward so that we can use them. Now, we can also look at this as maybe seeking old habits and patterns, especially because of this moon energy, some of those emotional patterns to kind of soothe maybe some things that we haven't quite cleared or haven't quite been healed, right? And we could be going back to some of those old habits that we used to have, to that are familiar to us, right? That bring us that comfort that we're seeking, and kind of like, keeping us in that comfort space, keeping us in that comfort zone. I'm going to challenge you to try to push yourself out of that, or be aware of what those patterns are that are coming forward, and right? Dive into what are they connected to. Be that curious, bee, or I guess curious bee, curious butterfly, I don't know, that curious person that is like asking, like, "Ooh, what is this about? Why is this coming forward?" Right? Now, not everything has to go a deep dive, right? But there are things that we can get by asking just a few questions, like, what is this about? What is this connected to? Right? Where did this come from? Where did this even start? What's my fondest memory of where this might have begun for me? So we can look at that and say, okay, so this is what's going on. This is what our this is what we're wanting to bring forward. So that is our new moon energy. That's what is going on in our sky for this new moon in Gemini. I hope you enjoyed that excerpt from the New Moon Intention Setting for the Heal Your Energy membership. If you'd like to learn more of that membership, about the membership, be sure to click down, check out the description box. There's more information on that. That was just a small piece of what we talked about. We actually talked individually about how it's going to affect each and every one of the members in the group, as well as a process of setting a very powerful intention for this cycle through a ritual that I do every single month of them. So if you would like to learn more about that, then be sure to check out the link in the description box. As always, my friend, remember, close your eyes with me and let's take a deep breath. And find